What's going on, guys? Chris with Desk House, back doing hopefully one of the final Secretlab videos, maybe the second to last, because since we are giving this one away, and by the way, if you guys haven't heard, just go back to the previous video. They are using a new manufacturer. This base is 10 times better than the black one. Just go check out the video, but anyways, leave a comment in that one video, and in 8 days now, we're just gonna pick a random commenter and ship them that base. But back to this, since I don't really need to keep this in perfect shape anymore, because I did always say that anybody can come here and prove me wrong, that I didn't tighten something perfectly and that's why it was so unstable. Well, I don't need to worry about that anymore. So I started pulling it apart, looking at things. One of the biggest things I was curious about was how they did their cord and column, what some people call it integrated power, what some other people call it. They claim to be the first ones to do it. That's not true. Lifespan Desk has done it. Herman Miller has done it for like 10 years now. Herman Miller does not have an outlet at the top, so maybe that's what they're claiming. But just to break it down for you guys, it's not like this amazing system. All it is it's a bigger column. The spindle, which is right here and runs all the way down, is on this side, and then on the other side, it's just a curly cord. And while this is really nice, there are some problems longevity wise. As this expands and contrasts, it can get loose, and then over time it could pinch. Not saying it's going to happen, but that's why a lot of people don't do it. There's just a lot of possibilities with electronics going wrong. So in terms of a company that, for our sake, that has a 20-year warranty, we're not going to give you a 20-year warranty on that, which is why Secretlab doesn't give you a 20-year warranty on that. So it's a really cool concept, but I don't think it's as cool as a lot of people make it out to be. But going back to the part that they switched manufacturers that we talked about in the other video, a couple telltale signs. If you take your control box cover, this piece right here, off, and you see this style control box, like if yours looks just like that, that is the old style. The new style has a Jai-Chang control box in it, which just doesn't look anything like that. So if you see that, you have the old style. We still haven't quite figured out if you have these glide retention clips, like the holes right here, if that means you have hole style. There's a lot of people that posted saying that they got a black one a few weeks ago, and it's super stable. Now, a couple things. You just spent $1,000 on a desk. Do you really want to admit online that it's unstable? Probably not. So take all that stuff with a grain of salt. What I can tell you is that white one is 10 times better, though. And the key difference is Jai-Chang made this desk, and I honestly don't know who did. I've been trying to figure that out. But I know JS made that. Why do I know JS made that? Is when we explored doing our own control boxes for our Vertex series, that is the company we made. One thing I want to point out is on the website, Secretlab lists all the reports that they went through with testing. Now, this is a report that I'm familiar with. I've seen these before, but if I take my phone and I scan this code, it's going to come up as expired. So this was issued in 2022, and it's showing expired, and I don't see any new ones. Now, they list a whole bunch of different ones, but what really sticks out to me here is where's the QR code? This does not look like a standard SGS test report. Maybe they pulled things off, but nothing here really looks standard, especially when you see page 1 of 4 and you're only provided one page. Usually there's additional information. Oddly enough, when I go in here and I type Secretlab, nothing comes up. Oh, thank you. Secretlab. Nothing comes up. When I go over to Intertech and I type in, for example, I typed in uplift. Here is all uplifts Intertech, UL962. Let's go to Secretlab. Nothing. Let's go to Desk House. even we have our listings. You know, we can search Hayworth. There's all their listings. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but Secretlab puts that Intertech logo and uses that as a verification that we're doing things right, where, in my opinion, things just aren't adding up. Another key point I want to make is when you build your product differently, you don't just slap on the Intertech logo and say it's the same. You know, this was tested, and you know, this, if it got the approval report, you can't change the motor, you can't change the control box, you can't change how the column's built and just use that same label for this. You know, it might look the same, but it's a completely different desk. It's got a different motor in it, it's got a different spindle in it, it's got different columns in it. Control box, you can't just say it's the same and use the same test report. So I'm not saying that they have not retested it, but they're just not maybe updating their website. But the fact that there's a lot of reports on there that don't look like a standard SGS report is a little concerning to me, especially when I know in the beginning they had an electrical issue with their desk. Why switch manufacturers if your current manufacturer is fine? You know, Secretlab has done incredibly well with this. So ultimately, all I'm trying to get out here is things aren't adding up. And if I don't say it, nobody else is going to say it. So I'm hoping everyone else out there, you know, you can do this yourself. You can go to Intertech, you can go to SGS, and you can do company searches and see if those report numbers, go to the back of your desk. On this sticker right here should be a report number underneath the SGS logo with what report it is so you can search it. But ironically, this one right here does not have one, while that one does. Which again, just doesn't sit well with me. So you guys can go do it yourself. None of this is hidden, you know, none of this you have to pay for. It's just, you know, let's figure it out. See you guys.